Quiet on the set.
Now, I present to you the An Action Pod.
Welcome back to another visible in action podcast. It's the trio boys back again. We may have Josh joining in a little late here, but the three of us are going to get going. This is going to be the big 2023 episode. So we're going to go and talk about a lot of our favorite movies and TV and maybe some other stuff, time, depending on that, that we enjoyed from the last year. But just to do a little quick thing, I thought we'd do a quick Letterbox game just to kind of get things started here. I was trying to find a good actor to do this for it. I think I'm going to go with... we're going to go with... let's do... no, I don't want to do him. I'll do Kurt Russell. We're going to do Kurt Russell.
So we're guessing his 8, right?
We're going to guess his top 8 as on Letterbox here.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Not there.
Kurt Russell, huh?
Kurt Russell.
Oh, Escape from New York.
Nope.
Escape from L.A.
No.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
One of them is one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember which one?
5.
The Fate of the Furies.
No, no,
Fast 9.
no. It's
Furious
between...
7.
Yes, Furious 7. That's the one that's on here. It's the 7th listed. You got 7 more.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. I'll start giving out hints.
Overboard.
No. There's a superhero movie on here.
What superhero movie is he in?
Now flip it back.
Flip it back. Okay.
Yeah.
Marvel film.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
There you go. That's number 3 on here.
Okay.
A couple of these films, he's worked with a big director.
Ron Howard.
He's worked with... is this? No, it's not him. Different director. He's done multiple movies with this director. We've talked about this director a lot on this podcast. I think we've pretty much seen his entire filmography.
Not Wes Anderson.
Not Wes Anderson.
I was going to say
Quentin
Wes
Tarantino.
It's Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, the
what are those
Hateful Eight.
movies? Hateful Eight is on there. There's 2 more Tarantino movies.
What's that one?
Oh, Death Proof?
Yeah.
Death Proof. There's 1 more Tarantino movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
And that's the last Tarantino movie.
Damn.
He's the narrator, right?
He's the narrator who's...
That's
I
right,
think...
yeah.
I don't think he's in it too much narrating. I think it's just for a little bit.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I was like, wait, is he even in that? But
There's 4 more. I'm sorry, 3 more. 2 I have to give you quite a bit of hints because I don't remember one of them.
Captain Ron.
No. You're missing one big famous movie he was in. You named a lot of them. There was one other famous 80s movie he was in.
One big famous 80s movie that he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Big famous.
Horror movie.
Oh,
The Thing.
The Thing. Yeah.
Yes, The Thing. Okay, these other 2, so I don't remember him in this movie, but it was a big movie in the 90s. It won some Academy Awards.
Dances with Wolves?
It's not Dances with Wolves.
Forrest Gump?
It is
No.
Forrest Gump. Do you remember Kurt Russell in this movie? Either?
No.
Scrolling the letterbox here to figure out what his involvement in this movie is, because this was pretty high up there for his stuff, and I don't recall him in the movie at all. Unless it was a cameo. Oh, here it is. He did an Elvis Presley voice in the movie, and he was uncredited. is
I
I
feel
think
like
he
that
does.
shouldn't count, but
I don't know if it should. I think he played Elvis in a different movie. Maybe that's why they did that. The
what is
last
it
movie I
called?
Go
The
ahead.
something to Graceland or something?
I think something like that. It's like one of two Elvis impersonators or something, or like on this road trip. I think.
I think they're like bank robbers or something like that.
Oh,
I think
3,000 Miles to Graceland. That's what it's
Yeah.
called.
That's it.
Yeah.
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 There's one more movie on this list. I don't know if either of you have seen it. It's a Tom Cruise film.
The
Jerry
Mummy?
Maguire.
No,
A Few
it's both
Good
of
Men.
those. No.
Born on the 4th of July.
No.
No, not Interview with the Vampire. Is it?
Give us a time range of when that movie came out.
2000s.
Oh, okay.
2000s Tom Cruise movie.
Is it Mission Impossible 2?
It's not any of the Mission Impossible movies.
Okay.
I'll just help you out there.
Yeah, thank you.
Tom Cruise movie.
He's like fourth billed in this. It's a Cameron Crowe movie, if that helps at all.
Vanilla Sky?
It is Vanilla Sky. Have you seen this movie, Daniel?
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in that. I've never seen
Me
that.
neither.
Wow.
And that's Kurt Russell Letterbox.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, please, 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 please.
In front of our live studio audience.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe next time use your laptop, huh?
Who, me?
You're the only one not using a laptop.
This is, it takes forever to turn on. I'm lazy.
Not committed.
It already got old. It already got old.
what do you mean?
It never does.
We've only done it once so far.
It
Okay,
never
so
does.
we're just going to jump into the 2023 stuff. I'm not going to talk about any news this week. I don't know
Let's
if we'll
do
talk
it.
about what we've been watching. We'll just go right into it. So I'm going to give you boys your own floor to just kind of talk about what you want to talk about, and then we'll just kind of, we'll just go from there. So who would like to start on this?
Brett, do you want to go first?
Okay, sure.
All right.
I'll go first.
Talk about some of your favorite things from 2023.
You know what, Derek? That's great. I'll start with my TV shows because I don't have that many TV shows that I feel like I watched in 2023. Basically, all just rerun stuff. But I would say my top 4 TV shows were Beef with Steven Yeun and Ali Wong.
Ali Wong.
Yeah, don't worry, I got there. The Last of Us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was really great. Can't believe that Joel died at the end of season 1. And then, of course,
Brett,
I talked
I know he dies, right?
I talked about the show a lot in the past couple days here. Blue Eyes Samurai.
Yeah.
That was a
Great
top for me,
Yeah.
yeah. And my number 1 show, actually, of all 2023 was Shrinking on Apple TV, yeah.
Brett, where's
forgetting one?
where's the bear?
Where's the bear?
That's what it is. The print was so small, I forgot to write the bear.
Right,
on that.
yeah. Of
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Well, as you boys know, my COVID years have been very, very much messed up. So,
Of course.
couldn't tell you what came out when.
That's fair.
Now, with that being said,
it would be season 2, to be fair. So,
okay. With that being said, my top 10 movies.
Top 10 movies. Here we go.
I'll start at number 10. This was, I feel like, a surprise movie for me. And these are in no particular order. I kind of just saw them in, like, I would say number 1, 2, and 3 are probably, like, solidified.
Those are set.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I really liked this movie when I saw it. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good one.
It was a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't think I was going to like it. Killers of the Flower Moon, of course, right? I think we all
Wow.
have to. We all have to throw our little flowers there. Um, Air. Everyone
Air,
remembers Air for
I do
Michael
remember Air.
Jordan.
I never saw it.
Yeah, whatever. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Hell yeah.
Of course, I'm sure that's all on all of our lists. Of course, another one that's on all of our lists would have to be John Wick 4. Came out in February, I believe.
March.
Whatever. I even put No Hard Feelings on here.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
I watched that
You
movie
like
when it
that one
dropped
a
on-
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that
enjoyed
when it
that
dropped
one a
on
lot.
Netflix. Hilarious.
Very funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of keep this list a little open because I wanted to watch a couple more movies like Napoleon and Anatomy of a Fall, right?
Anatomy of a Fall.
That's it.
That one's
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Anyways, number 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one a lot. I thought that was
That
really
was a
good.
big. That was a big surprise too.
That was
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Top 3?
Top 3.
Top 3.
I'm pretty sure we all know where this is going.
I know. Yeah.
But what order are they in? Number 3, I have down Iron Claw.
Okay.
Of course, the great acting from Jeremy Allen White, Zac Efron, and everybody else in that
Stand by
cast. Lily James. She ain't dead. She's just ain't here on my lap.
Not here with us.
As we all know, a very sad movie, a very good movie, I thought. And yeah, just kind of brought me back to my childhood wrestling days. Anyways, number 2. I can't believe I'm putting this number 2.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Is it Godzilla minus
Is it
1?
Godzilla -1?
It's Oppenheimer.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Oppenheimer number 2, Godzilla -1 number 1. We all know Godzilla -1 was going to be number 1 for me. I nearly cried
Yeah.
in that movie 3 times. Daniel to this day will claim that I cried. I never did. Never shed a tear.
I'm pretty sure you cried.
Oppenheimer, of course, is also a solid choice. I have to choose that, right? Because it was so good.
Yeah.
And they blew up a damn bomb for it, So,
Yep.
have to.
That's what Chris Nolan did for us.
That's what Chris Nolan did for me. But yeah, that's my top 10 movies and top 10 TV shows from the last year. Very, very quick. Went through that very quickly.
Brett, you have the floor. Are you going to talk about anything else that you liked in 2023? And you
you
want to
know-
go elaborate anything?
Oh, Derek, please. No, I'm good.
Okay. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll jump in and I'll do my stuff. I'll start with TV as well. I have a list of 10. I'm going to say this is just in no particular order because this was kind of the same thing, just stuff I was trying to think of. But I'll start from here. First off, Jury Duty. Very, very funny show. The concept was hysterical and it worked out pretty well. I hope they do more shows in this kind of genre because I think it worked pretty well. Next up, I want to say the One Piece live action and anime. I'm just going to go ahead and combine those. The live action One Piece was such a huge surprise and so glad it wasn't just a big disappointment. It was a lot of fun to watch and I'm glad that they're getting another season. We're to go strong on it. Next up, I Think You Should Leave. Another banger season. A lot of great sketches in this one. And a lot of good memes came from it. So, gotta love that. Barry had a great finale.
Yep.
Very heartbreaking, but still very funny at the same time.
Very surprising.
Very
How they
surprising.
pulled that off, like that last minute twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Last of Us as well. Can't believe Joel danced with that clicker at the end before he died. That was crazy, but
I can't believe it either.
I think this
Wild.
is a very solid adaptation. So, The Bear, of course, finally finished The Bear recently, so I was able to include it officially on this list. Wouldn't be allowed to if I hadn't. I have Kunk on Earth as well, as you boys had talked about it previously. I finally got to watch it, and it was hysterical. Huge fan of Kunk on Earth. Scott Pilgrim Takes Off was a fun twist on the a fun adaptation and change up of the story, and I like the expansion of that world. Also, I have Blue Eye Samurai off the recommendation of Brett. Phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
We're getting another season of this one, so looking forward to that in the future. And last show I'll talk about is Poker Face. This was an early year show that I was a big fan of, and I'm assuming Daniel will probably also mention this show. Really liked the how they do it rather than the whodunit kind of setup for this show, and I think it was well executed and written. So I don't know if they've talked about season 2 yet or anything about it. So
They kind of left it open, but they haven't confirmed anything as far as I know.
okay. That's my TV shows. So now I'm going to jump into movies. This was a very hard list. I have a lot of movies I liked from this year. And I'll have, if you want to see the full top 25, you can go to Letterbox and see what else I really enjoyed this year. But I'm only going to talk about top 10 here. I might mention a couple of honorable mentions.
I'm gonna do honorable mentions. So if you want to do
All right.
yours,
We'll just do from 15 because I'm not going to do the whole list.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 15 total.
So from 15, fortunately, John Wick, I didn't make it in the top 10.
Shame on you.
There are a lot of other good movies that came out this year. Talk to Me didn't make it either. That was also an excellent film. My favorite horror movie of last year.
That was a really good horror movie.
Yeah, it was alright.
Oh, shut up, Brad. You didn't even want to shake my hand when you dropped me off that night.
Hey, we don't talk about that, dude. Please.
We're talking about it.
Also, Dungeons and Dragons. I really, really enjoyed this movie. This was a lot of fun, and it was a big surprise from last year. Next up, Anatomy of a Fall. Really enjoyed this movie. There's just other movies that were on there above it. And then The Zone of Interest was close to making top 10 as well. This one we talked about last week, but yeah, a lot of thinking and a lot of just kind of stuff from this movie to talk about. So now is the top 10. I'd say these could probably fluctuate for the most part. I'd say the top 3, as Brett, are pretty solidified. So at number 10, I have Killers of the Flower Moon as well. Another banger from Scorsese. Very much enjoyed this film, as I mentioned previously. Number 9 is Past Lives, a very just heartbreaking story, and it made me cry. A lot of these movies made me cry, I believe, on this list. So we'll put a cry meter on which ones. Next one is The Holdovers. This was another kind of under the radar food movie that came out. And it was just it was very funny, very delightful watch. Very good.
Brad, you should watch it. It's really good. It's on Peacock.
Thank you, Daniel.
Let's see. Next is a Barbie. Just very fun movie.
I can't believe this.
It's in there, you know. Can I say another cry tally? I think I teared up at Barbie. Next up is The Boy and the Heron. Miyazaki's latest film. I believe this is another. I'm doing the tier tallies. That's another tier. Cried at The Boy and the Heron. I've learned as I gotten older, I cry easier in movies. It's just something that just happens now. Godzilla -1 at number 5. This was another cry. I cried at the big Godzilla movie. Phenomenal film. Just so many scenes during that I had the audience on edge, especially like towards the last like climactic scene. I can't like stop thinking about that moment. So very cool. Number 4, Suzume, which is a film I watched earlier from last year, which was the same director as Your Name. This was a beautifully animated, great story. Another cry tally on this one as well. I think I'm up to 4 now. Top 3 now.
Here we go.
Top 3 movies from last year. Number 3 is Poor Things. This was I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy this movie. I figured I'd like it, but the fact that it was so high up on the list was kind of surprising to me. I do think this was the funniest movie from last year. I don't think any movie had me laughing more consistently. than
Yeah.
this movie. The production design is fantastic. The performances, the score, everything about this movie is pulled together so well. And I am so glad that it was something I watched this year or last year. Number two, this one might be surprising, is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This one,
A little bit.
a little bit. Yeah, this one, loved it. I mean, you all know it's Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite films. This is probably also up there for me. I feel like it could. I feel like my only thing that hold it from putting it at number one is like I feel like I want to see the full story finish. It could be number one, maybe if I knew how part two went. But part of me is like I want to see how that part two goes. But otherwise, I loved everything about this movie. So, and number one is Oppenheimer. It's yeah, I think this is going to be high up on all our lists. I want to say I think this might be Nolan's best movie. I feel confident saying that. It's if not number one, it might be close. I just think that he executes this movie so beautifully. The pacing, the score, the performances, everything about this movie rips ass. it just works. It's just great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my top 10 movies.
Have you
from-
boys seen any of the like Easter eggs, or I guess not Easter eggs, of Oppenheimer, or like the slight changes that have been made like in the movie throughout the movie?
Like, go on.
Oh, okay. So, like for example, remember this scene where Oppenheimer goes into the office and like starts talking about communists, whatever. So, like a random person, right? And he's talking to the one officer, and then he gets called in the next day. Anyways, there's a lamp in there, and on the first go around, the lamp is just looks like it's like a regular lamp, but then on the second day, the lamp is much bigger and it's like closed off more, and like apparently that's where like obviously the microphone would have been hidden in that whole thing. Yeah, little details.
Look at you coming with these little fun facts.
Thank you, TikTok. I mean, thank you. Yeah.
TikTok's helping me with something.
Not much else, dude, unless you want to buy a crisscross chair.
A what?
My turn.
Hold on, I got more time. I'm gonna talk. Just kidding. No, Dave, you can go ahead.
I mean, if you want to, go ahead.
I talked about all my movies and TVs. So let's use your stuff, and then we can see how much time we have left, and then we can go from there.
So I didn't watch much TV as I was going through the last year. So I am going to mention some theater that I enjoyed a lot. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was a show called Just for Us. That's about it's a one-man show. The main guy's name is Alex Edelman. It's about when he goes into a white nationalist meeting in Brooklyn, and he's a Jewish man. So you can imagine all the hilarity and all that ensues from that. It's really funny. It's really smart.
I don't get it.
He's
Could
a
you
Jewish
explain it?
man. What do you mean? Shut up, Brad. Do you really not get it?
I don't get it.
He talks about his like one time he like decided to go to. Shut up. Shut up. I hate you.
Some part of me really wanted to hold that back just to see how you were going to explain that.
Whatever. Okay, then I saw the newest revival of Into the Woods, which was fantastic. It was very minimalistic. I got to tour some cities in the U.S., and one of the stops was L.A., and I really, really liked it. Great score by the late great Stephen Sondheim, and I just like that show a lot. I also got to see Six multiple times, and I really, really like that show. It's just a lot of fun, very high energy, very pop infused. And then I got to see a production of Sunday in the Park with George, which is by many considered to be Stephen Sondheim's best musical, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. Fantastic score. Then I saw the world premiere of a musical called The Lonely Few, which is about this like small town band, and kind of like a story that ensues because this famous singer comes by the town and they end up touring with her. And I thought the show was very well written for being a world premiere. It is gonna play in New York this year, off Broadway, and I'm sure eventually it'll make its way to Broadway. But fantastic show, one that I thought about long after I left the theater, and that's it. Then for TV,
Wow, no
uh,
shout out to MJ, huh?
MJ was this year, dude.
Yeah, whatever. All right.
For TV, I'm just gonna go through these real quick. The second season of Abbott Elementary was fantastic. It was funny. Obviously, the second season of The Bear, that was fucking great. We all loved it. The final season of Barry, that was very good.
Yeah.
Then the newest season of What We Do in the Shadows had some really, really funny moments. So that one, and then I would say this was probably my favorite TV I saw last year was
The Last
Poker
of
Face.
Us. Oh,
Brett, you know I haven't finished The Last of Us.
You what?
Shut up. But yeah, I mean, Derek already talked about Poker Face. It was a really good show. Big fan of it. Just how it's what happens in it and everything. And Natasha Lyonne is great, and the fact that they put her in different situations in each episode, and like there's a lot of like cool guest stars and things like that. So yeah, I really liked it. Hopefully we will get a second season. And that was it for TV. And here's my movies. Here's my honorable mentions. Some of you are going to be surprised / disappointed with some of these. I have Scream 6, which was... You guys know I'm a big fan of Scream. And I really, really like this new one. But there's
Not
movies
that
I
much.
liked more than this. Yeah. No, I liked it a lot. But there's movies I liked more. Then we have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Fantastic action movie. And I'm really looking forward to the next one. We'll see what happens. You guys might kill me for this one, but Oppenheimer did not make it in my top 10. It's an honorable mention for me. I like it a lot, but I think it's a really good movie. But for my taste, I like some of his other movies more.
don't ever invite me to the IMAX screening of that ever again.
Shut up.
I don't ever want to watch it with you ever again.
Okay, you don't have to.
Honorable mention.
Shut up. And then another honorable mention, sorry, Brett, is
It better be
Godzilla
Barbie.
Minus One.
Get me out of here. Get me out.
Which we all talked about it. We've all talked about it a lot, and it's a great movie. But there's movies I enjoyed more, so that's it. And my final honorable mention is American Fiction, which to me kind of gives Poor Things a run for its money in terms of how funny it was. Like this movie is very, very funny, very sarcastic, very satirical. Highly recommend that one. And yeah, that was my honorable mentions. And here we go into our top 10. And these are pretty much in order. I would say that. I looked at the list and everything, so I think these are in order. And number 10,
It's all
we have
irrelevant anyway.
we have Wonka, which was the biggest surprise for me of last year. I didn't know what to expect from that movie. I thought it was just going to be like, okay. And I ended up enjoying it a lot. I've seen it multiple times, and the movie also made me cry.
Better than Godzilla Minus One?
For me, I wouldn't say it's better, objectively speaking, but these are my favorites, Brett.
This is true.
Not
This
necessarily
is
if-
Daniel's list.
This is not necessarily means that it's a better movie. Okay? It's my taste. Whatever. I really liked Wonka. Number 9, we have John Wick Chapter 4. Best action movie of the year. Hands down. Those action sequences were insane. And yeah, the last 40 minutes of the movie is just a wild ride.
And not to mention that Rina Sawayama is in the movie.
Rina Sawayama, get your shit together.
Whatever. I was close with that mumbling.
You were. Okay, then we have The Boy and the Heron, which, yeah, Miyazaki's latest movie, very emotional, great animation. We talked about it, so I'm not going to get too much into it. Then I have The Holdovers, which is a very feel-good, very charming movie. Great performances from Paul Giamatti and Davine Joy Randolph. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. And then I have May December, which I really, really liked. It was another movie that kind of like stuck with me long after I saw it. Great performances from the three leads. A standout performance from Charles Melton. We've talked about it, so yeah. The next one is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. What can we say that we haven't said? Just a fantastic movie overall. Then I have Anatomy of a Fall. This was a movie that, like, I didn't. It was kind of like came out of nowhere for me, and then I saw it, and I like kept thinking about it for months. Like, I kept wanting to discuss this with someone because no one else had seen it, and it was just a really, really good movie. Like a really good like kind of crime and like courtroom drama. So yeah, that's it. And then at number three, I have Past Lives. This movie, it's a very quiet, very we talked about it before, but it's just a movie that kind of like packs like a gut punch and makes you think a lot about like what could have been and things like that. So yeah, that's that. Number two, to no one's surprise, is Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie was number one for a while.
Until
This
this
just
movie came out.
yeah until the number one came out. But Barbie was just so well written. It was just I liked it a lot. What more can I say that I
We
haven't said?
understand.
Yeah. And then at number one is Poor Things. Poor Things was kind of like I was surprised by how much I liked it, how much I like clicked with it from the get go. Funny thing is that I thought about it. Poor Things and Barbie share a lot of similar themes. Themes about like feminism, themes about like discovering, making your way in the world, things like that.
Making my
So
way in the world today takes everything you've got.
so it kind of makes sense that those are my top two movies of the year. But yeah, like you said, Derek, Poor Things is just so funny. There's so much in it to like. The production design, Emma Stone's performance, she's never been better. Like seriously, like she goes through such an arc. I'm not gonna get too much into it because we've already reviewed the movie previously, but it's just a fantastic movie that I've seen multiple times and it holds up really well for me. So yeah, that was it. That
Okay.
was my favorites of 2023.
All right.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
So Josh is going to join us too, and he can give us his top. But while we wait for him to join, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite video games from this
I was
past
gonna
year.
say you guys should mention video games.
Yeah, I'll shout out a couple of video games. Baldur's Gate 3 was my game of the year. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. Just a very fun RPG, Dungeons and Dragon type of game. The amount of control in terms of story, characters, how you play the game is just kind of groundbreaking for this. Just in general, like it's something that's gonna probably change how we see video games in the future. I would imagine. So, I mean, you've probably heard everyone talk about it. It's blown up since it came out. So, but that was my favorite game of the year.
And it won at the Game Awards, right?
It did win at the Game Awards. It did win Game of the Year, which was very deserving, just in terms of what it accomplished. Other games I want to shout out: Alan Wake 2, a very good survival horror game. Follow up from the first, a very Twin Peaks-esque kind of feel to it. Very scary, a lot of jump scares. Had me on edge while I was playing it. Has some of my favorite gaming moments within it too. And I just really like the story and the gameplay of that as well. Liza P, which was a Soulsborne game that came out this year that's based around the Pinocchio kind of story. And it plays very similarly to like Sekiro or Bloodborne, like those kind of games. And it was just a big surprise this year. I loved it. I beat it just a few weeks ago, and they got some cool DLC coming out for it, and I'm looking forward to that. Last two games I want to mention are Hi-Fi Rush, which is a game that came out earlier this year, which is a platforming rhythm game where you would it's very cartoony as well, very cool style. The music they picked for it is really cool. But you're beating up enemies to the beat of like the music it's playing and things like that. So it's very inventive when it comes to things like that. And last, Final Fantasy 16, the biggest surprise for me this year in terms, it had probably one of the best demos I played. Gameplay was very fun. The score was phenomenal. Probably that is the first Final Fantasy game I've completed, so I would highly recommend that. I think it's different than most of the other Final Fantasy games in terms of gameplay, and the story is actually pretty good, pretty enjoyable. So that's all the games I played and want to talk about.
And here he is,
Hello,
the man of the hour.
Mr. Josh.
The last man to join.
Welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
sorry I'm late.
I was going to shout out the album of the year for 2023.
Please.
Bewitched by Loewe.
You know, that's a really, really good album. But I think my favorite album of the year was The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess by Chapel Roan.
Anyways, Josh, welcome to the show.
Yes, Josh.
Go ahead,
We had just went over our lists of TV and movie, our favorites of the year, 2023. I don't know if you had one you can kind of jump in and talk about stuff of your from the past year.
All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this really hot. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, Boy in the Heron. Number 2,
shit.
Past Lives. Number 3, Anatomy of a Fall. Number 4, Zone of Interest. Number 5, The Bear. I fucking love The Bear. Number
Okay.
6, really liked Homecoming. Really recommend that. Number 7,
Sound of Freedom, Sound of Freedom, Sound of
You're
Freedom.
just combining them?
I'm just
You
like
can-
I'm just giving
he's
an
just
order.
going- he's just
I'm
going what he's
I'm going in
remembering.
hot. I'm
He's
going
going
in
on
Sound of
hot.
Freedom, Sound of Freedom, Sound of Freedom.
More like Sound of Ass.
How dare you? Those children gave up their lives for that movie.
That's all I actually can think of off the top of my head. I'm not
Okay.
Godzilla
sure
minus
about
one,
the rest.
Oppenheimer, Barbs.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay, Oppenheimer for sure. Barbs. Spider-Man, yes. And then obviously
Rebel
Suzume.
Moon.
Suzume. No, fuck that movie.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
Dude, I'm just gonna say right here, right now, Rebel Moon is it was ass. It's not good. Did not like that movie at all.
You loved it.
I hated it, dude. I hated it so much.
One
Zachary
Piece live
Snyder.
action?
I haven't watched that, so I have no opinion on that.
It's fair.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's the top 10. The hottest top 10 I could think of right now.
Hot, you ripped right into it.
Right
All right.
into it.
Is there anything else that you enjoyed for 2023? Any games you want to shout out? Music, Broadway plays you watched?
Final Fantasy 16 caught me off guard. Did not think I like it. Loved Kingdom Hearts 2, and I love the Kingdom Hearts series. It's not for everybody, but hey, it's about friendship. So, all right,
Kingdom Hearts.
give it a
That's
break.
true.
What else caught me off guard? Super Mario Wonder. I've actually been really enjoying that. What else? And I've actually still am playing Horizon. Forbidden West. I've been playing that. It's a slow grind, but it's one of those games that I feel like you can't really. I mean, unless you're like Derek, you could probably beat it in like 3 days. But like me, I like to explore the world and do that. Derek and
did not care
Brett,
for
they're
that
real
game.
gamers.
We are? Who said? By who's?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
You guys be on the grind, dude. I know you guys. You guys got Power World going. Game of the year, 2024. I don't know.
It's pretty early, but yeah.
It's a possibility.
But I do want to give a quick shout out as like a very heavy contender of being top 10. And that is Gossip Girl. Gossip Girl, what a fucking show. My God, my boy Chuck, he's growing on me. I thought he was a douchebag, but he's growing on me.
Chuck Bass.
And then, yeah, Chuck Bass, dude. And then Serena Vanderwoodson. Come on, dude. Come on.
I hear you.
What a beauty. What a great actress. And the story, so it just gets better every season.
Do you want to
Episode
know who
episode.
Gossip Girl is, Josh?
No, don't tell me. Don't you dare tell
it's-
me. Don't tell
spoil
me.
it.
It's
Daniel, if you spoil this,
Blair
for me, I
Walsh.
swear to God, I'll give you a wedgie. I will give you a wedgie
He might like
next
that.
time I see you. But yes, that was contender for top 10 for me.
It's
Okay.
me.
He's Gossip Girl.
XOXO Gossip
EXO,
Girl.
EXO.
Um,
I
and
actually
yeah,
wrote those books, so yeah, it's me.
you wrote them yourself.
I
Can
wrote
I
the
just
books.
say,
Yeah.
dude, the fucking time this movie came out is such a timepiece because you see how it's shot and like the costume design and like the phones and everything. You're just like, God, dude, this was meant for like 2010. It was not meant for any other era. This is specifically just for 2010 and like all the way up to 2016. That's it. But it's a dorky ass show. It's funny. I'm watching it with my girlfriend. It's a good time. It's a good time. But yeah, so that's the top 10.
Okay.
Those are the video games I gave a quick little shout out to. Um, I guess actually a real shout out, genuine shout out. If you can't see, I have my Gundam right here above my awesome PS5. I do want to give a quick shout out to
Vertical boy.
Gundam, the Witch,
Just
the Witch from Mercury. It's really, really good. It's like the first Gundam anime that's came out that has like a woman protagonist. And it's just like a really, really good take on Gundam. It's like kind of like flipping the script on it, and it's doing a really good job. I finished season one. It's great. Season two is stupid because it's on Amazon Prime for like 14.99 the whole season. So
those
that's great.
bastards.
But
Call up Jeff Bezos.
God, Jeff Bezos, yo, Jeffy B, dog.
I for a minute I thought
Fuck.
you were just shouting out a Gundam figure you built. Like I just want
The
to this
Bez
Gundam I
Dizzle,
built
dude.
this last year.
No, I genuinely gave that shout out to Gundam, the Witch from Mercury, and a quick little shout out to One Piece. It's a fun little anime. It's a grind,
Yeah, it
Big
is.
up One
but
Piece.
big
Big up
up
One
One
Piece.
Piece. They're One Piece. One Piece stands are real. So
Derek,
that's my hot take.
I would like to take this time to maybe mention some movies that could have possibly made our lists
We
that
could.
we
I
may
was
have
actually good.
missed.
I was gonna say, yeah, let's give us some shout out to maybe movies that we enjoyed, maybe didn't make the lists,
Yeah,
or
you know,
movies that you just watched, maybe for the first time in 2023, and maybe you're like, hey, I watched this movie finally and I loved it. Kind of like Josh was shouting us some stuff he's intaking on 2023, like Gossip Girl. So go
well, I
ahead,
was going
Brett.
to say some of the movies that maybe have missed being mentioned in this show throughout the year. Maybe a Christmas classic, Saltburn, um, was on no one's list. Surprisingly, Daniel. Um,
Saltburn. That's true. That's don't mention a Saltburn.
there were those.
Additionally,
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You go.
I was going to say there were those little short films, The Wonderful World, story of Henry Sugar,
Oh yeah, the Wes Anderson ones.
Wes Anderson short
Yes,
films
it'll
on
probably
Netflix.
be
You know
his
which
first
one, Brett?
Oscar.
We both liked a lot, and we didn't mention Polite Society.
That came out this year. It did because when I
Yeah,
was in Europe, I saw all the ads for it. Wow,
that was a really fun movie too.
it was. I liked that a
Yeah.
lot.
I think another one everyone enjoyed here, but nobody mentioned at all was Guardians 3. Despite
Yeah.
Marvel's duds, that
Uh,
was the standout this year, and I think we all really enjoyed that
Yeah,
movie.
I like that one a
yeah.
lot. It's right outside my top 10,
Yeah,
like
it's
my top 15, I guess,
mine's in
because
the
that movie made me cry a lot.
yeah. It was a lot sadder than I expected it to be with
Yeah.
the backstory we got in that.
That really solidified like Guardians is the best franchise in all of Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really good. It just sucks because it came out in the middle of like the Marvels and all these other shows, and it just like it was like a little moment where you're like, yo, Marvel can actually make a pretty good movie, and then
Well, don't give
they're
Marvel too
like
much credit. Give more
Secret
credit to
Wars,
James
baby,
Gunn.
and then everybody was like, ah, I forgot,
Secret Invasion, you mean?
or whatever that. Daniel, nobody, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
spoil Gossip Girl for you if you're rude to me, okay?
another movie, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of the Songbirds
Oh
and
yeah.
Snakes. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
movie
Josh, you
that
Yeah,
really
yeah.
was
you enjoyed that
mentioned.
Yeah,
as well.
Josh liked it a lot too,
Yeah, it was really good.
yeah.
Really, really good. I heard that if you read the book, you would kind of understand a bit more what was going on in his head, like his thought
Hmm.
process. So I'm like, damn, I should have read the book.
Yeah.
Maestro, Daniel. I think you talked very highly of Maestro. Where was that kind of sitting for you?
I think it didn't kind of like sit with me as long. I liked it on like the first time, and I think the performances are very strong, especially Carrie Mulligan's. but I feel like the movie itself kind of is very like surface level in terms of like the actual story of Leonard Bernstein. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Another movie, Dumb Money,
I
the
didn't
I
see
haven't
GameStop
that.
I
story.
didn't see
been
that
having that one on
either.
my list to watch. I haven't got
It's
to
on
it yet.
Netflix now.
I saw that.
So there's that, and then there was Derek. You and I watched this one, The Killer.
The
Oh
Killer.
yeah,
I did really enjoy that, but like I think I was just kind of overwhelmed with a lot of movies I enjoyed, and
Yeah.
I not my favorite Fincher, but it's still a solid movie.
I think this was a movie that we all maybe mentioned that we wanted to see. Nicolas Cage in the Dream Scenario.
I
Dan-
saw it.
Daniel saw it,
Okay,
I
didn't he?
Daniel
wanted to
saw
see
it.
I
it.
liked it. It was really funny.
He enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's peak Nicolas Cage in the best way possible. Like he's just being like zany and funny, and like the movie's really good. So you guys should watch that. And it's
Yeah.
A24, so
Been
Josh,
wanting to
speaking of
watch
A
that
twenty
one.
four, where was Bo was Afraid?
Oh
yeah,
fuck.
you like that one a lot,
Oh
You
Josh. I'm
really
fuck.
like
surprised.
Yeah, I
Bo was
did.
Afraid.
It was a hot take, dude. I couldn't think. Okay, yeah. That
You
one
should
I'll
have
put
actually made your
somewhere on the
list.
list. I was in a hurry. I was running late. Yeah, Bo is Afraid. Definitely a very unique movie. Hard recommendation. Don't recommend it to a lot of people, but probably one of the most creatively genius movies I've seen in like a very, very long time. So yeah, really love that one.
It's very polarizing. I liked it a lot. I thought it was good.
It
There
still
was
lives rent
some
free in my head. Still
yeah,
lives
there
rent free
was
in my head.
something like that first hour is just like anxiety
Yeah,
ridden.
yeah.
It's like what the hell.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot to
yeah.
take in. I remember
Hmm.
sitting in that theater just thinking like, where am I going? What's going
No.
on? What's happening? But it was really good.
I did see the Iron Claw since the last time I was on the pod. Um,
Oh,
I did like it. It's extremely sad.
the buff
And
guys or
then
they acting?
Valid question. Answer it.
Valid question indeed.
Because I can tell you right here, right now, Zac Efron.
Brick wall, dude.
Brick Wall, yeah. But very sad. And then like I texted Brett right after I got out of the movie, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, there was another brother that died, and the director thought it was too much and too sad, so he cut it out."
I
Yeah,
think
So
Brett.
in real life, five brothers died, and
I
that
love
was
I
what
think
the
like
fuck.
6.
There
yeah.
was
Six.
I think it
six
was
total,
six.
Oh yeah, because yeah,
and five of them died. Kevin's the only one that survived.
you gotta
Yeah.
love stuff
Yeah,
getting cut because it's too sad.
that was
Like he said, because he also like the other brother also like shot himself, so he's like, I thought it was gonna be too repetitive if
Yeah,
two of them
totally.
shot themselves. So it's like,
Oh, if two
Yeah.
of them, just
Yeah.
one of them. It's like what, we'll just get let
but
one happen.
apparently that scene where like he carries or like the brother that wasn't in the movie was the brother that shot himself in the yard, and they like made Jeremy Allen or Carrie's death like that instead of
Ah.
like the actual
I
brother.
see.
Yeah,
Instead of the actual way
yeah,
Carrie died.
yeah.
Actually, I've been actually now that you've seen it, do you think that that's like an Oscar-worthy performance by Zac Efron? Because there seems to be
I
a lot
think
of
so.
there's a big wave of people saying like he should have
I
been
think so.
nominated.
I stand by his
I think
performance.
so. I think he was really good. I do think the performances that are nominated are better, maybe.
I agree
But
with
I
that
think,
too.
but I think he definitely could have been nominated. That scene at the end is fucking heartbreaking, when he's just
Yeah.
watching his
His two
two kids
kids.
play, and
Yeah,
then he's just like, "I used to be a brother," and then they're like,
we
We'll
could
be
be
your
your brother.
brothers."
Oh my
Daniel's about
god.
to cry again.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, that
like,
was a lot.
that was a
Yeah,
lot, but it was a good movie. I did want to mention that before finishing today's episode. That was something that I saw since last time that I wanted to see. Um, I didn't get to talk about the zone of interest, so let me talk about that real quick. Uh,
Go ahead.
just I'm sure you guys mentioned it a lot, but that movie makes for like such an uncomfortable viewing experience, but that's kind of the point of it. Like the horror is not presented, but it's always there, and that kind of makes it more horrifying. And it's just one of those movies that like at least for us, because we discussed it days after we watched it, it kind of like sticks with you. It kind of like lingers, and it's like, what the fuck? Like it really makes you think, and it like sticks with you. And that was a really good movie. That also could have made it in my top, but I don't know. I might need to rewatch it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was close to mine. I was, as
yeah,
like I mentioned, I was right on the cusp of making it in.
yeah.
I think just too many good movies this year. I think
It
it was a
was a good year.
pretty good year of
2023
movies.
was
Yeah,
stacked. It was very
yeah,
stacked.
yeah.
Josh, did you talk about Anatomy of Fall? Did you?
Yeah.
I
Do you
did
want to
watch
talk about it?
Anatomy of the Fall. Can we talk about it?
You can talk about it. Yeah.
Did you guys already talk about it?
Well, I mean, me and Daniel watched it
I mean, I
separately.
talked. Yeah, I talked about it when I first saw it, like in
Yeah.
like
I would not mention
November.
spoilers because Brett would like to watch it. So maybe just talk
Yeah,
if your
Um,
enjoyment of it.
fantastic. I loved
Yeah.
it. It was so good. The story is done well. The acting is done well, which like the head actress, I don't remember her name, but she is also in Zone of Interest.
yeah.
She does a fantastic job.
Sandra
Um,
Hüller.
Sandra Hüller, she does a
Yeah,
great job. It's
she's great.
really, it's a really good movie, and it really was one of those things where like I was questioning so much about what I thought of it at the end, and I was
Hmm.
just like, oh, and then I realized like, oh, and then obviously we talked about it over text, but um, it's a really good movie. I enjoyed it. Um, did not expect it. Also, the kid, fantastic job on his part. He
The
Yeah.
fucking did like
dog.
the
Let's talk about
dog
the
That
too.
dog.
Like
dog.
everybody was
Get
doing
that
such a
dog an
great
award.
job.
Snoop.
Everybody did such a great job,
The dog
all the
acting in
way
this
down to the
movie.
dog, dude.
Yeah.
But
Honestly,
yeah,
that for me is probably the best written movie of 2023. Like the writing is so like
yeah,
tight. Like there's like, and it still leaves so much room for interpretation. Like it's
yeah,
really good. It's a really good movie. Like the writing in that movie is just spot on. Like it's really
yeah,
good. It's a really tight script. It's a really good movie. The movie, I don't know if I mentioned or if anyone mentioned, won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, which is like the highest award you can, or the highest honor you can win in that festival, and well deserved, honestly.
yeah. It
Mm.
was fantastic. I really loved it. It caught
Mm.
me off guard. I remember when you told me about it, I was like, dude, I've been wanting to watch it. And you're like, you're gonna love this movie. And
Yeah, it's so good.
I was like,
Great
shit.
movie.
And
It's so
went
good,
to go
and for
see
me,
it.
it's probably like one of the most memorable movies I saw last year. Like that like I kept thinking about it like days, weeks, months after I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one I'm still
yeah,
thinking about it a lot still to
yeah.
this day, and it's really good.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy because like every time I watch a movie, I'm like, dude, I love this movie, and then I'm watching this other movie, and it's like, oh man, I love this movie. So yeah, 2023 was really stacked. It was really good. But yeah,
Okay. Well, we're almost at an hour here. I want to do one more thing before we kind of close out here. I wanted to see if collectively, as a group, we can form the definitive and action top 10 movies of the year. So, as a group, we decide what movies would represent the podcast in this top 10.
oh shit,
I would like to formally indict, or is that the right word? Put on the list our all our number ones. I feel like that's a pretty fair thing that
Okay.
each of our
Yeah.
movies got on. So Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Joshua's Boy and the Heron. Or what's your number one movie, Josh? Brett, yours was it? Did you also say
Godzilla
Godzilla.
Oppenheimer?
minus. Yeah.
Please,
yeah, it's
Derek, don't
probably.
disrespect Godzilla minus one.
Godzilla minus one. That's what I
It was,
said.
it was Godzilla minus one.
Oh, that was gonna be on my top 10 too. Fuck. Um, yeah, I'll go with the Boy and the Heron. Is
The
number
Boy and the
one for
Heron.
me.
I'm
No
not going to
shot.
have us order them because I feel like it's going to be that's going to take
Yeah.
no. So let's just try to decide what all the movies that should fit on the list. So far, Poor Things, Oppenheimer, Godzilla minus one, and The Boy and the Heron are on this list.
I am gonna throw Anatomy of a Fall in there too.
I agree. I
Make a note of this so I can keep this together.
I couldn't say. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
You
Well,
want to go see it again?
I'm probably
I'll
just
go
gonna
with
rent
you.
it, to be honest.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
supposed to.
yes.
I was going to rent it today, but then I forgot, and I was watching Shameless.
It's $5 in the theater, so if anybody wants to watch it,
It's
or
$5 on
$5.
my TV.
Oh,
It's the
support the
same, yeah.
theaters.
Yeah, yeah.
I own it already, Josh. So
No, I know. I've
Free.
physical copy, physical media that I need. Past lives, Anime of the Fall, Zone
yeah,
of
I'm gonna put
Interest,
Past
and
Lives.
Boy in the Heron.
I'm gonna nominate it too. I'm gonna throw that in.
Yeah,
I'm putting down the ones for sure so far before we get too far
I think for
here.
sure you could say Spider-Man Across the
I would say
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I think that's for
yes.
sure.
I would say that's on all of our lists. Before we just
Barbie?
shout out Past Lives. Chill out.
So, Brett, you loved Barbie. Don't lie. You
Was it
liked it a lot.
Did it make his
Daniel,
top
can I
10?
say something? And you're probably
What?
gonna hate me for
Uh-oh.
this.
Uh
There are
oh.
so many good movies that I
Cut this
kind of
piece.
forgot about Barbie. I kind of forgot about Barbie. Like it's
How
hard
could you
because
forget?
like when that movie came out, I was like, dude, love it. But then I watched Poor Things and I was like, dude, love that
Yeah.
one.
All right, let me look
I
at my
know.
list here and see if there's something else.
How can you forget about the iconic Oscar-nominated Ryan Gosling? Nobody else.
Exactly.
Um,
America Ferrera was nominated. What are you talking about?
I feel like maybe John Wick because it was on 2 of your guys' top 10, wasn't it? It was on.
Yeah.
It was on your honorable mentions as
I
well.
Was it
haven't
honorable
seen
mention?
it. I haven't seen it.
I'll put it
I,
down.
I haven't
I
seen
do
any of
think
them.
it was the best action movie of the year, so I think that just makes it deserving of a spot.
And I'm gonna put Anatomy of a Fall here too. I think that
Okay.
can. I feel like that.
Did you put Past Lives though?
It's here. We're getting
Oh,
close.
you did?
We're getting close here.
You did?
So we
Okay,
have
cool.
7 now. We have
Okay.
3 more spots left. Right
So
now
what
in
are
our-
the 7?
So right now for the 7, I have Godzilla -1, The Boy and the Heron, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, John Wick Chapter 4, and Anatomy of a Fall. In our kind of standby list, currently I have Past Lives and Barbie. Are there any other
Past
movies?
Could
Talk
be.
to me. Talk to me because maybe it was our favorite horror movie of the year.
It was, but I was the only one who put it. I didn't even put it in my top 10.
Okay, so maybe not.
I think
Could we put Killers of the Flower Moon?
Killers of
we
the
all
Flower
enjoyed
Moon made
that.
mine and yours, Brett.
I haven't seen that.
Brett,
Daniel
So I
Daniel,
don't
where
know.
was that on your list? Was it? Where did you have it? Like in your?
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I'll throw it on the
Maybe
TV
10.
here.
I would say Barbie
Brett.
because we all like talked about it and it was like such a phenomenon too.
It was
Let's-
a
let-
phenomenon because it was against like one of the other biggest movies of the year,
Marketing.
and none of them were backing down, which was crazy. And it worked out for both of them.
Can we say the Zone of Interest?
Zone of Interest and Holdovers are also? I'm going to.
Oh, I would say Holdovers.
All right.
I'd say all 3 of you probably put that in. Yeah, you could put Barbie in there, I guess. I did enjoy it for what it was. I did give it 4.5
It wasn't my
stars.
top 10. It wasn't Daniel's. It was high on Daniel's. Brett, I know you enjoyed it. And Josh,
Josh, you did too. Why
No,
lie?
I did. I'm not. It's in my top 10.
There
Like
you
it's
go.
in there.
all right. So we have 2 spots left.
Zone of Interest.
I hear you, but remember, you gotta. We have
Make
Past
your
Lives.
case. I
Killers
would
of
say the
What-
holdovers because it was. Wait, Brett,
Yeah.
have you seen holdovers?
No, Daniel, you just told me 5 minutes ago that I should go watch it on Peacock.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had seen it. Josh, have you seen the holdovers?
No, but I do want to see it.
Okay, then maybe that
Iron-
kinda-
Iron Claw?
We all did enjoy Iron Claw. Did it make?
We all did
Who's?
enjoy
It was in
Iron
Brett's top
Claw.
10.
It was in Brett's.
It's not on my top 10.
It was in. It made. It's in my top 20.
It's in my top 20 too, but
Daniel
I had
cried.
other movies above it. I don't know. I'll throw Iron Claw here. I'm trying to think of like, is there any others that we? What?
Wait, does this thing only allows you to record 1 hour?
No, I was just. I was just.
Okay.
You know, we can keep going over an hour. I was just being
Oh,
respectful
okay,
of time.
I was just
Oh.
thinking.
Suzume.
I think that one's a you and me, Josh, and I wouldn't put it in.
What about the boy and the heron
I
then?
tried. It is
Less
Oh
in
is
wait,
there.
it's already
Already
there. It's
there.
already
Yeah,
there.
it's
yeah.
Are
already
you
there.
not
Everyone's
listening, Daniel?
Don't worry, Daniel. It's there.
Brett,
I made
shut
sure.
the fuck up.
You're just shouting out fucking movies that we've already said.
Let me do a quick list check. Make sure we still feel good about what's on here because we have one spot left for a
Nothing's
movie.
good for
Yeah.
Daniel here.
So we have got Godzilla -1, The Boy and the
Great.
Heron, Oppenheimer,
Fantastic.
Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, John Wick
Uh-huh.
Chapter 4, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers. One spot left. I'm gonna
Oh, so
throw.
the holdovers did make it. Okay.
I have it on here. I'm gonna throw a little wrench. Is anyone not happy with the movie on this list right now?
Barbie's on there?
I I haven't seen John Wick Chapter 4, but I know culturally like that made like its huge ass wave, so I'm not gonna argue against that one.
Okay. But
So
I said if someone
that
not
one's
happy, and Daniel made a face, and Brett said
Because
Barbie.
Brad made a comment. That's why.
what was the comment? Wait,
He
Brett,
said
what
it's
did you
Barbie on there.
Yeah, Barbie's on there.
Oh.
say? I'm voting the zone of interest to take 10.
What about? Hear me out. What about Wonka?
No one's
Dude,
watched
Wonka was supposed to be on my top 10. Fuck.
Wonka didn't make my top 10, and I did really enjoy it.
Actually, now that I think about it, it's probably
It was
not my top 10.
delightful. It was delightful.
But
It's,
would you put Past Lives? Or would you put Wonka over Past Lives, Daniel?
Oh, I wouldn't. No. Then Past Lives.
Wonka is
My
not
vote
making
goes
it
for-
on there.
Yeah.
Um,
If Past Lives is not in it, I would put Past Lives because we
Past Lives is
like.
in it. I saw
No,
it
not
twice.
yet.
That's how much I like this movie. No, Past Lives is in there, isn't it?
Not
I
right
thought
now.
you put it in there, Derek.
I have it
Not
on.
yet.
I have it on a standby list of movies.
Derek, why did you not?
I could put it in there right now. We have
There
one
you
slot
go.
left.
Then it's
Everyone's-
Past
No,
Lives.
no, wait, but like the zone of interest. I want the zone of interest.
Hold on. Let me. Okay.
Josh, make up your mind. Jesus.
You want Past Lives or Zone of Interest, or do you want to make an argument to remove a different movie from this list?
I can't like. If I had to choose, I would say John Wick, but I can't make the argument.
Only because
there.
you haven't seen the movie.
I haven't
correct.
seen any of them, so I don't know anything about it. I just know.
Oh.
Haven't you seen any of the John Wicks?
No,
What
I've
the
never
fuck, Josh?
Yeah, no,
Get
I don't know
off
why.
And go watch them right now. Get
Whoa.
out of the.
Oh,
Get out.
We'll
Go
wait.
watch them right now. Right now.
I don't know why I never like went to go see them. I don't know why, but
You hate
I-
Keanu. That's what it
I don't
sounds
hate
like.
Keanu.
Clearly.
Nah, he's the boy. He's the boy. I don't know. I want to put the zone of interest in there. I just don't
Look,
know.
Over Past Lives, though, you
I hear
love
you.
Past Lives.
No, I want Past Lives and Zone of Interest in there.
I have
That's what
one
I want.
slot left, and I've not heard an argument to remove another movie. So far,
Well,
we're gonna
Brett
have to
said
decide
Barbie.
on one. Brett's. I don't know if Brett's. I think he's just trying to fucking.
He's just fucking with me. That's why.
Am I?
Brett,
Can you
no,
say the list
Yeah.
one more time?
I
What
will
was
say
so
the
good
list.
about it?
Read the list,
Pushing
damn
the
it.
feminine
List.
agenda, you know?
One more time. Godzilla -1, which was Brett's number one movie. The Boy and the Heron was Josh's number one. Oppenheimer was mine. Poor Things was Daniel's. And the rest of the list, these were all collectively agreed on. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. John Wick Chapter 4. Anatomy of a Fall. Barbie. And The Holdovers. That is 9 movies. We need one more movie. Or if you want to make an argument to get another movie off the list, you can. So far, no one has presented an argument that I think has a case. So it sounds like we're adding one more movie.
Okay,
So you need to
I
make
say
a case
get rid
for
of the
what movie.
holdovers. Get rid of the holdovers. Put Past Lives, and then put Zone of Interest.
And your argument is because you haven't. Why do you? Because you haven't seen.
I haven't seen the holdovers, but all I know is Past Lives made waves. Like, there's so many people that have watched it and just like loved it. People who don't even enjoy like cinema go watch that and they enjoy it. But I haven't seen the holdovers, so.
Well,
I don't
Josh,
know,
we can put Past Lives on there, but you also want Zone of Interest. So, which of the Past Lives or Zone of Interest? Which one? Which one?
Oh, so the
Which one?
holdovers is on there.
Holdovers is already on here.
I
mean-
guess I'll go watch. All right, fine. Since you have the gun to my head.
I have to. You gotta back it up. So I have
What do you mean?
Well, it's hard to argue with something you haven't seen, So it's like I haven't
No,
seen it,
I
so.
know.
But I know you are passionate about the other movie. But
I'm
I think
passionate about both.
Holdovers made mine and Daniel's top tens, I believe.
Yes, it did.
Uh, all right, fine.
And
Just put past
you're
lives.
gonna
Damn it. Put past lives. Okay, just put
you're
past
gonna
lives.
like the holdovers, Josh. When you watch it, you're gonna like it. It's very good.
Just put past lives. Just put past lives.
Josh, I hear you,
How
man.
does
I'm disappointed that Barbie made it too.
I
Shut the
can't make
fuck
an
up,
argument
Brett.
for
You
that.
liked the movie. You gave it 4.5 stars. So shut up.
I should revise
No,
that. To,
I would say past lives because I did see it again with my girlfriend. The first time I saw it,
Daniel, you
she,
say that
I,
you gave Oppenheimer 5 stars. It didn't even crack the top 10.
Because I can appreciate
I
it. It's a
listen.
good movie.
What's your number one rated Christopher Nolan movie right now? Go.
Inception.
Inception. Is that 5 stars?
Yeah.
mine is
Fact
Tenet.
checking. I believe
Is it
rated.
really Tenet,
No.
Josh? Okay, I
No,
was gonna
no.
say, get out of here. Get out of here.
You can watch it
No,
on
it's not
70
Tenet.
millimeter.
Oh yeah, they're gonna show it in 70mm IMAX if you want to go see it.
Watch that clusterfuck
You
of
know,
a movie.
I was going to do it, then I tried to sign up for a special screening where they have Christopher Nolan and Denny
Villeneuve.
at the screening of it, and I'm like, that's the only reason to go do that, but I couldn't get the ticket for it.
Would you have gone by yourself, or would you have taken?
No,
me
I would
too?
have gotten tickets for his. I think it was a free giveaway thing, so I was just this through Letterbox, so as many as I could have gotten. So
Nice.
okay, so I'm gonna go through the list one more time. This is the An Action definitive top 10 list of 2020.
Of 2023.
Godzilla minus one,
Woo!
The Boy and the Heron, Oppenheimer, Poor Things,
Woo!
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, John Wick Chapter 4, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie,
Boo!
The Holdovers,
Shut the fuck up, Brett. I didn't boo your movie, so shut the fuck up. Be respectful.
Past Lives. Are we okay with this list? I know that's a
Yes.
very open question.
I mean, I guess I'm okay with it.
I am
There
okay
you
with
have
this
it.
list.
I'm okay
I
with
am
this
okay.
list as well. So then with that is the An Action Top 10. And that's also the end of this episode.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so just an update. We have our poster movies, as we all know. It's going to be the original King Kong, Scarface, and Raging Bull. So we will talk about this. Is there a movie that we have all seen from that list?
I've
Of
seen
those three?
Scarface.
Scarface?
I think I've seen Scarface, but it's been a while.
I was
so
going to
don't
think
know.
it's Scarface is going
Ice
to be
Chico.
the only
never
one that
lied.
we have all seen. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. Hey, I'm recording.
Sounds like horror is going down.
Yeah.
It's just like they can hear you. Anyways, yeah, so we'll talk about those in the coming weeks. But with that, Brett,
Oh, Derek, way to throw it to me. Derek, with that being said, they can listen to us on the Spotify app, the Apple Podcasting app, and the
closer.
the iHeartRadio app. And if they enjoyed what they listened to, Josh, get off your phone. They can. I'm so sorry I did that. If they enjoyed listening to us, the fish said that I didn't. And if they enjoyed listening to what they've been listening to or what they've been watching, they can rate us and subscribe to us on either YouTube, Spotify. They can either rate us too, and the Apple Podcasting app. Daniel?
You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at An Action Pod.
Yes. You can follow us individually wherever you find us. I guess I'll just shout out once again. Letterbox to Rocky Mountain. Watch me make dumb reviews on movies. There you go.
Yeah, and you can also find me on Letterboxd at Brett and Action.
And I'm on Letterbox at Denko89.
XOXO Gossip Girl.
There you go. There you have it. That's all of us.
Josh, you're not going to plug in your socials?
Until
XOXO Gossip Girl.
Okay.
until next time, moviegoers.
Bye.
And cut.